Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I'm here. I'm finally here. And I try to be on time, but just like the clock, I control it, but I always wind up being a little bit late. I do apologize. I won't keep you long. I'll try to end on time today. And some of the things that we're going to talk about is important. It's always important to talk about uh, things that are happening in our community, why they're happening in our community, and what we're going to do about why it's happening in our community to strengthen our community, because our community belongs to the future generation. I just want to get the topic straight. We got several things that we want to talk about today, and we can hopefully on the second half, or when he pops in, uh, guests today, of course, is Alex the Comet. Because it's really all about the future generation. It's all about the future generation and the youth. So Alex will be joining us at some time as when I be notified that he's here. But until then, I just want to say good afternoon. It's a beautiful Saturday in the city, and I hope that everybody worked this weekend, had a last week, because the weekend is almost over as of tomorrow. It's a new beginning. Sunday is a new beginning. We got four new beginnings. We got 4 quarters. Let's look at it that way. 4 quarters, because everything has symbolic symbols when we don't learn to listen to our spirit, when we don't pick up books and read, because information is so much information out there that we get wrong information. Just like the dollar or the moon itself. You have quarters. You have 4 quarters. 4 quarters. That means that every when the weekend ends on Saturday, the weekend begins on Saturday. Sunday is, to me, is a new beginning. It begins the whole new venture. You got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It starts all over again after the day. Sunday. That's the new beginning. That's why when you go to church, you have first Sunday. First Sunday is when we go to the altar and pray. I mean, in Baptist churches, I'm a Baptist. I've studied and joined other religions and to study and to learn from those their perspective. But I'm not a rocket scientist. I don't know everything, and I'm not here to preach religion. And most of the time, we get that twisted too. Religion is not really preaching. Religion is something that we do every day. Anything that you do every day on a consecutive basis becomes a religion. If you eat too much, it becomes a religion. You look for food. You want to eat at McDonald's. You want to eat at Burger King. You want to eat at Kentucky Fried Chicken. Those become a ritual. I want to go nowhere else. I got to get my chicken. I got to get my chicken. It becomes what we call a habit, but really it's a religion, because you faithfully want to eat what you want to eat. So anything that we do, sports, it becomes a religion. You can't tell a man he can't look at sports on Saturday or Sunday. I'm off, man. I got to watch my favorite team. Everybody's on a team. Why is everybody on a team? God has a team. Here's his angels. Head coach. His head coach is Michael, the archangel in heaven. He has a allegiance of angels, and we sometimes forget to don't read the scripture and find out what an angel is. We call our children angels. They are human beings. They are not angels. They only become an angel when they die, because they're no longer here on earth. They're no longer here on earth. And according to how they live and how they carry themselves, God judges them once they pass to become a spirit. Then he judges and send them where he wants them to go, because you belong to God. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care what you look at or what you do. You belong to God, because he gave you the breath of life. The breath of life came from God. It didn't come from no angel. It didn't come from nobody, because that's why the Bible tells you, God said, I am a jealous God. He's a jealous God. Why? Because he's your father. He's not an angel. He's God all by himself, all by himself. But it's a lot we must learn. We have children that are being misled and run astray. Our kids are dying in the street. You think God gave us life so us for another man or human to take it? That's not the way it works. And we have to do our research. We have to talk to our young people. We got to show compassion. We have to get to them, and everything ain't about a game. Everything ain't about a celebrity. They are celebrities. They're the highest celebrity that they can be. Your child is the highest celebrity he can be. He's a human being. We are human. That's why we make mistakes. That's why we make mistakes. We have to become more knowledgeable and be able to get our young people to know what religion is all about. Religion is the topic that's anything that you do becomes a religion. If you do it all the time, if you eat too much, it becomes a religion. But then the other word is, I think, gluttony. When you eat too much and you put on weight, your body is not supposed to be about a certain size. But that's another topic. I'm trying to stay on topic about our future generation, our young people. Our young people, to me, is the most important gift that God has given us. A human. Only a woman can birth a human. That's the way God made it. But man wants to experiment and do whatever he wants to humans to say he's God. That's what we're looking at even today in society. Everything is somebody wants to have power over another human. That's not the way it works. The Bible says, if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto thee. You want to get closer to God. And God is a living God. He lives in us. As I quote Michael Jackson, it's the man in the mirror. And you said the man in the mirror. When you get up every morning, boy, girl, man or woman, you're looking at God in the mirror. You can see him. He's in you. But the world can't give it, and the world can't take it away. The world in which we live is very deceitful. So when we say God, everybody gets in an uproar. Get the panties or the boxers in a bunch, irritating you. We are what we are. God said, let me mold man out of the clay of the earth. And then I breathed into man's nostrils and made him a living creature. Just like your child is a part of you. The girl is a part of you. The man is a part of you. But a woman can't birth a baby by herself. She has to have a man to pregnate her. Man can't do it because his organs are not built to bring in life. Science will teach you all you need to know about the human race. That's why we go to school, take up different subjects. Look at what they're doing now. They don't want us to know about what's in that book. They're taking our history out of school. They're even, if you're on Facebook, they're even giving you 30 days. Anything that you put up there on Facebook for 30 days is taken down. I don't know if you've been noticing that. After 30 days, if you make a video, it's coming down. So just in case you didn't know it, now you know. They're taking all video clips that you do. They let it run for 30 days. After that, they are taking them down. But they do give you an opportunity to download them. They give you 30 days. They give you that. They let you know before the 30 days come that your videos will be taken down. And that's what we have to get to understand about everything that we do. Why is they now taking it down? Because that's part of your history. That's why they give you notice. That's why they allow you to download it to your hard drive, and you can store it. If you've been watching my page, Henderson Vaughn, let me bring that page up so you'll know which page I need. If you want to be, not that, that's not my page. Let me take that down. I'm strolling. If you want to follow me, this is the page. This is my page that I want you to follow me on. See that little blue right there where Henderson is? That little blue Aristar. I think I pronounced it right. I'm not too good because I don't use that word as often that I use Aristar. That blue star, I want people to go there today and download. I mean, join that page, and I will accept you. That's the only page that I accept people on. There's a lot of pages up there that I don't frequently use at the time. But this page right here that you see on Facebook, type in Henderson Vaughn, and that little Aristar, that blue right there, is the one that has been approved for information and videos that I put up there. And that gives me also an opportunity for the stars you can buy stars and send to me. I don't care what amount it is. If it ain't number 10, I mean, I think that's the lowest, or 1, I appreciate it. Of course, you got to pay for them. It's not that much. Just you can buy them for like 99 cents or $1 something and up. But anything that you can donate in stars, I appreciate it, because what that do is that drives the algorithms of my page, and then they will approve me to put commercials, those little 15 to 30-second commercials on underneath my page. So when you finish reading or being on my page, watching my content, it's a way of Facebook paying people to put content up there without being on payroll. So it's a gimmick to everything. And I appreciate it if I can, make a few dollars, because I am disabled, and, I can talk a little bit, and I know a little bit of something, or I'm entertaining. But most importantly, it helps drive the algorithms. And when you do come, I have a lot of work to do every 28 days. If you want to get that blue star, you have to pay for it every month, and you have to do the work to keep that blue star on your page. And I appreciate if you can do that. I do have people that do, support me, my wife, my daughter, and a few close friends. I don't really like begging people for money. I'm used to doing it mostly by myself. And as you get older, medical conditions, is very expensive. And, and I applied for some grants, and some of them don't get approved, or, the system says all I'm trying to do is make money. But you're spending billions of dollars trying to correct or keep people in the pipeline to prison. Our young people are dying, and I don't know nobody that's working for free. If somebody can tell me who's working for free, I'll appreciate it. Nobody works for free. It's against the law for you even do any work for anybody for free. They gave a word to it, volunteerism. Then why you need a grant? Why you need a grant if you volunteer? I've been working all my life. I've helped people and not charged them anything. When I worked and became a DJ, I saw that I could do different things to raise money. And I never charged people, because I was a DJ in the club. Being a DJ in the nightclubs gave me an opportunity to meet a lot of people. I love people. I love kids. I love adults. I don't mean sexually. I just love people. It hurts me to see people in pain. I can't, I don't like to be around negative stuff. I can't do it. I cannot do it. When I was in a club as a manager and a DJ, before I became a manager or a general manager of a club, I used to break up fights, and the customers would say, "What are you doing? You the DJ. If you get hurt, who's gonna make the party? Who's gonna play the music?" I mean, we got 4 DJs, but I know, like when I train my staff or train my security, I tell them, there are certain things and certain ways you got to approach the public where you may not be aware. You're just thinking, hey, I got a power over people. I'm a security. I can throw a person out the club. I ain't got to ask nobody, but you do. Nobody's supposed to put their hands on you. It's against the law. It's against the law. If you are disobeying the rules of a club, you're breaking the law. You can go to jail. All these things is everything has a rule of thumb. A rule of thumb. You go out to have a good time. You go out to meet people. Go out with your friends and laugh and enjoy and relax yourself. How can you relax now? Everywhere you turn, you go somewhere. People are shooting just to be shooting. People get mad and take their problem to the people in business. Why do we have people fighting in the business district? Why do we have people shooting in the community, riding down the street and shooting? Senior citizens that worked and lived for so long, took care of their responsibilities, helped educate the community. But yet, the way we pay them back, the way we pay seniors back, it's a shame. It's a shame. They can't stay in their neighborhood and have a peaceful neighborhood. Why ain't we training our young people to work with organizations that monitor the community? Because if you do, then you're a snitch. You telling on, man, you're a snitch. If you snitch, somebody gonna take your life. Somebody gonna take my life for doing what's right. Our kids got it twisted. Somebody gonna take our lives for doing what's right. I understand where some people are being deported from the United States. Really? It's in the Bible, really. That's why people don't want to read the Bible. It says the walls around Jerusalem is so high you can't climb over them. The walls around Jerusalem is so low you can't go under them. You must come in at the door. You must come in at the door. That's why you have borders. Most people say, I ain't religious. I don't read the Bible. I don't believe in it. But most of everything that you do came out of the Bible. How they treat you. How you treat yourself. Some of the top commandments: honor thy mother and thy father, so your days shall be longer upon earth. It's all in how you treat your mother and father. You got kids around, I don't like my dad. I don't like it. You don't do nothing for me. You got young ladies, I don't care nothing about my mom. My mom don't tell me what to do. My mom don't tell me what to do. Until they get to where they're getting older and they found out, hey, having sex wasn't love. Sex is not love. Sex is a way we express our deepest emotions. Sex is for bringing and making life, because that's the only way we can make life. No human can just speak and say, I want to get pregnant. A woman can't get pregnant unless she have intercourse. Intercourse. You're entering her womb. She can't get pregnant unless she got the sperm. goes into a womb. That's why they taking all the sperms and people sperm eggs, women eggs, and freezing them till they decide to get pregnant and then intersect it, working on ways for men to get pregnant the same way. Why is it that a man wants to be pregnant? Why is the world fooling you to have a child? 9 months. It takes 9 months to bring a life into this world. And we have women, young ladies, their body is just for that. Man ain't supposed to be having babies. You're part of the creation of life. Sex is not to be used for creation. That's why you really don't supposed to do it until you get married. You become a family, raise a family. And what is a family? Let me put the picture back up there again. Our history, our kids, this is what life is, raising a family. So whatever we want to do, we have to understand that our kids are the most precious gift that God has gave a man and a woman. Even in marriage, in a relationship, we get married. To me, my translation, we supposed to get married to death do us part. I kind of wonder about that phrase. I wonder. And sometimes my answers when love lives or die in a relationship. Doesn't mean a physical death that we as a man or a woman going to die. We got to stay together to death do us part. No, it means that our love will die for each other if we don't water it. If we don't water our relationship, if we don't water love one another, it's hard. It's not easy. The hardest thing on this earth is meeting someone and want to love them for the rest of their lives. Our parents did it. Our grandparents did it. Our great-great-grandparents did it. Well, some of them did, some want to be players. It's hard. Everybody wants to be loved. We're looking for love in all the wrong places. But we have to educate our young people, because love today is the love of a gun, the love of a bullet, fighting. There ain't no more fighting there. It's killing. It's just straight out killing. We killing each other. But we want to point the finger at everybody else. Hey, look, I don't like you because you're not from this country. I'm from the planet Earth, just like you is. My family died for this land. Well, that's because they stole it. Wars are for taking something from someone else. That's why you can't get in heaven when you die. Your spirit just ain't gonna go to heaven. You're killing God's creation. We've been tricked. We've been hoodwinked. We've been bamboozled. I don't hate not one person. White, black, Filipino, Puerto Rican, Latin. We got so many different nationalities that I can't even know them all. Japanese, Korean. When you're taught hate, that's taught. You're not born to hate nobody. All you got to do is, if you have a child, if you're expecting a child, or your brothers or sisters are expecting a baby, look at the baby. Look at the child. Study that baby. Do you see him hating? Do you see him calling names? Because all that is taught. All that is taught. When a woman is carrying a child, the things that she hears, the things that she says, is also the child is absorbing that while the baby is in the womb. They have did studies. You're supposed to read, play certain type of music around your child, do certain things. But do we? Some do, some don't. When your child come in this world, he's seen the world in the womb because he's in what? He's in water. He's in water. And in water is frequency. They don't tell you that. You got to research. You got to study it. I'm not a rocket scientist. But if you're going to bring in a life, you have to speak life. So that your life in you, a woman's life in her, she can have, that baby can have life more abundantly. Why you think it's called more abundantly? Because it's the bundle of joy. It's the bundle. That pregnant, that shape in that woman's body becomes, it's a bundle of joy. All the nourishment that a woman, the things that a woman takes in when she's eating, the type of food, the medications, all these things will affect that unborn child until it breaks a woman's water break and bring that baby into this world. It's not a human until it's born. That's why they call it an embryo. You're carrying a life. But if you have to carry it for 9 months, and some women can't always carry it to 9 months. Premature. The baby comes early. My daughter came early. My oldest daughter. When I went to saw my daughter in the hospital, I could hold her in this hand. I could hold her in this hand and put the other hand over top of her. She stayed in an incubator for about, 4 to 5 months before she could leave the hospital. We get carried away with everyday life. The world is moving fast. New things are always popping up. New activities. We stay on internet. I study everything. Even I use the internet. I study it so I can tell you. We spend more time on the internet than we spend talking to each other. That's why it's called Facebook, Instagram. All these names is subliminal messages so that you know that it's instant. It's right there. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. You don't have to wait for your friend to call you. Hit them up on Facebook. Face it. Facebook. Break the words apart. What is Facebook? You see a person's face through a video, through a camera. Everything you talk about is documented, and Facebook use it for content, and it's called a book. Just like you read a book. We go to the internet, research stuff. Everything is on the internet is a book. That's why everything that you see today, write a book. They're telling you, write a book, write a book. Okay, you're writing a book. Tell your life story. You're putting your life story on the internet. That's why you see me, like I keep telling people, I got all kind of receipts. Just join my page and see a 3-minute clip. You might even see yourself if you're from the 757. I recorded people in the clubs dancing, having fun. I go out. That's why you see everybody there with video cameras. There's nothing new. I've been studying this stuff for years. But what we have to do is get with our young people and teach them. We have to do more to help our young people at this time more than ever before. That's why you see me on Facebook. That's why you see me videoing stuff and putting it on that page, because I want young people to be aware that somebody truly, truly loves them. That's what we have to do. We have to educate our young people. We have to let our young people know that love is not free. Everything that we do has a price. Everything that we see have a price. We have to be able to educate our young people and let them be aware that true love takes time. It takes away from everything that we do. It's a sacrifice. You have to boldly go where no person has ever gone before. That's what we have to do. We have to bridge the gap and let our people know that, hey, love is, as my mom used to say in the old school days, love is an abscess. It rises, it rises in your head and busts in your butt, because it's something that we think we want, something that we think we feel, and we forget that our young people are watching everything that we do, everything that we consume. They are watching. And what we have to do is make sure that we show them that we love them. As Barry White used to say, the late, great baritone man, practice what you preach. Because we want our young people to know that true love comes with a price. True love comes with a price. And how we treat one another, how we look at each other, regardless of what race, creed, or color. Just look at humans to me. Look at humans as we look at food. Look at humans the way we look at food. You have some good food and you have some bad food. But I ain't never seen nobody go in the grocery store and say, why is this in here? And throw it on the floor and stomp it. Or when you get home, or your mother or your father bring food home from the store, why is this in the house? And take it and throw it in the garbage. Why is it that we don't have compassion? Why are we missing the word compassion? Everything is in the book. And the book, man labeled it as a religion. Let me show you what religion really means. Aren't we talking? Aren't you looking at me now on Facebook? You're looking at me because it becomes a religion. When I send out a link or a notice, oh, Captain 85 is on. Let me go see what he's talking about today. He don't know what he's talking about, but I'm going to go there anyway. Why? Because I'm entertaining. You listen to my radio show. I play a lot of music. Why? Why I play all gyros of music? Why can't you just play hip hop? Man, I love that hip hop, man. I die for it. Because music is a frequency. It changes your mood. So when I play music, I want you to be happy. And if you're sad, I want you to think about why you're sad. If you're lonely, I want you to think about, if I find someone that's going to love me and care about me. Every song, every gyro of music changes your mood. Think about it. I'm not telling you something that you can't understand. You're an adult. Why do you listen to music? Why you don't listen to pop? Why you don't listen to gospel? Or why you don't listen to Christian music? Everything got a label. Label this, label that. Because it changes your frequency. Radio is a frequency. TV is a frequency. The internet is a frequency. It changes your mood Everything is a frequency. That's why we're angry with people. That's why we don't like people, like certain people, because their energy is much stronger than ours. Their energy, everything. We are human beings experiencing. We are a spirit experiencing life as a human on earth. That's why when you pass away, you're not dead. The body that you in cannot contain you because you were shot. Your vital organs are shutting down because the blood that runs through your body that keeps you alive is no longer connecting. That's why you got to be careful of what you eat. It's not just putting on weight. A lot of things are causing your chemistry of your body to change. Why do you think kids are angry so much? Are hyped up. I mean, Facebook today, they talk about us. This stuff they're putting on Facebook today. Why is this all? Why are you seeing now in the feed on the internet? Why are you seeing humans having sex or acts like they having sex with animals? What's going on? Are you really studying? Study Facebook. It's a great tool. But our young people are being misled. We are being misled. We are getting things seeing things because your mind, and you ain't got to watch it for a whole bunch. You don't have to watch it a lot. Just a brief moment. Our minds are changed forever. But when it comes to our young people, we must be vigilant. We should know what pages our kids are landing on, who their friends are on Facebook. They should be limited. Facebook is a tool. It is also, as they say in things that we do, is detrimental to our health. Look at our kids today. And if you're an adult, old like me, when did we have all this death in our neighborhood? When did we have all this killing in our neighborhoods? You always hear gangs in the neighborhood. Gangs just didn't start because of Facebook. Gangs continue to grow because of Facebook. Because we won't cut the information off long enough to talk to each other. It's a communications. This is a tool for communicating, having fun. But when did fun become shooting people, watching people fight each other? Kids going to school like a prison now. You don't understand that? You know, security, it's like they on lockdown. You used to walk into a school, go to the office and get a slip, go to your child's class. You can't do that now. You can't do it. What are we missing? We missing love. The most powerful weapon on this planet is love. Oh, and that's why you have to teach your young kids. Love is not sex. Love is not sex. If somebody love you, then they will treat you right. If somebody respect you, they will treat you right. Everybody wants love. As the old saying is, I'm from old school because I'm old. I was old when I was a kid. I was old when I was a teenager. I grew up around my friends. They called me, "Nag, man, you an old man. You talk like an old man." I'm 9 or 10, 12, 13. You an old man, man. You talking like my granddaddy. I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to hear that. Man, I'm out here to have fun. Some of them wind up having kids in later life. I guess they are talking to their kids now. When I was going to church, they might have went to church, but now they're deacons in church. I don't preach. I have feelings, and those feelings come from love. Those feelings, because I feel your energy. That's why I don't hang out. I don't hang out. I'm an entertainer. You pay me to entertain you. I try to find the best ways to make you smile. If you ever been to a club where I DJ'd at, when I played by myself, or I played with a group of people, I entertain you. I'm not there to get in a fight, trying to talk to your girl, trying to talk to every lady in the club. I stayed in a corner. If I'm not in the DJ booth, I'm walking the floor because I was assistant manager. If I'm not doing that, I was playing the video game. I will come by and speak to you, check on you. Good evening. How you doing? Your first time here. Welcome to Picasso's, Luxury Brown, Big Apple, Broadway. I done played in all the clubs. Promoted most of them. Raphael's, Batman's Den, Taj Mahal on West Little Creek Road, upstairs. I played so many. I went to New York and played at the Recreation Center on Nelson Avenue. Then came back. My brother brought me back because the people loved the music that I played. He brought me back on Grand Concourse in the Bronx at the ballroom. They had one place, they had about 3 or 4 different ballrooms in it. That's why if you look at my page, you saw me dancing with a female dancer, female dancer. She was the #1 female dancer. She had trophies she won for being a female dancer. I had the privilege of dancing with a celebrity or star. That's why you saw me on my page. As when I was back then, I create so many different characters because I wanted to project a certain image. Back then, I was called the Freaky Deaky Madman. I'm not ashamed of being called the Freaky Deaky Madman. I changed my name because my wife at the time, my first wife, would get so upset when we went out, when I wasn't DJing. I would go to the Broadway, any club that was open, to take my wife out, to dance with her. I don't get married just to cheat on my wife. To hurt somebody's feelings. The enemy will distract you. The Freaky Deaky Madman name was when I was off and I just wanted to be me, Joe. That was my nickname back then, Joe. I have so many different names. But Joe, when I didn't use my real name, that people didn't know me by Henderson, because I don't know you that well for you to be calling me Henderson. That's my real name. But if you was my friend, you know my real name and you know what I go by. Because when I tell people Henderson, what's your first name, man? That is my first name. But what's your last name? Vaughn. So your name is Vaughn Henderson. No, it's Henderson Vaughn. Even today, when I talk to people on the phone, they be like, Mr. Henderson. No, that's my first name. But what's your last name? Vaughn. Okay, now what's your first name? I got to go through that ritual for about 30 or 40 seconds. So I just came up with a way that people could talk to me without me getting a little upset or getting distracted. It's Joe. Everybody knows a Joe. Everybody knows a Joe. Don't nobody go to a Joe and say, hey, what's your last name? What's your first name, Joe? They don't do it. You have to know the things I go through. It's really, you know, when I first became a DJ, I used to call myself SD and Company. SD. What did that stand for? No, it didn't stand for that. It stood for Super Disco. Super Disco. Because at the time I came along was in the 70s, and the only thing that was really popping then was disco music. That's where you get Chic, Rogers from, Asphalt and Simpson, Diana Ross. It was more when she was by, it was more disco. Thelma Houston, Whitney's aunt, Houston aunt. All these people was disco singers. And disco, what did it bring you? The #1 club in New York was Studio 54. That's where all the celebrities got to go, hang out. I had the privilege of going there in the 80s, early 80s. Studio 54, one of my brother's friends, they was giving a Halloween party at Studio 54. And that's the only way you could get in. If you bought the tickets, they were expensive. So my brother had bought tickets. They was expensive. I had the privilege to go. And I had just started working on my CAPTAIN85 character. So I wore my CAPTAIN85 character. And man, I'm in there with all the celebrities in New York and Hollywood was in there. And they had like 2 or 3 levels of floors. It was the old CBS studio. That's what it was. And man, I walked around in that costume for a couple of hours, and everywhere I went or turned, if it wasn't 100 or more paparazzis in there, was in there. And every time I turned, I ran into 3 or 4 of them, and they, just like you see on the red carpet, they stopped me and just took pictures of me in that costume. Man, I couldn't walk. I'll move around for 15 or 20 minutes getting through the crowd. As soon as I came in front of a paparazzi, they was taking my picture. And before I was getting ready to leave, and this is the truth, the lady stopped me that was giving the event, saying, "Sir, are you leaving?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "No, you can't leave. You can't leave." I said, she told my sister, "Please," because my older sister Eve was with me, and she said, "Don't let him leave. Don't y'all leave." She's my sister said, "May I ask why?" She said, "Because he's the winner of the contest. He just won first place. But I'll tell you more about it. Please don't leave. When I call your name, what's your name?" And I told her CAPTAIN85. So when I call your name, just step on the dance floor. That's all you have to do. But you're talking about a Halloween party with 4,000 or 5,000 or more people in there. And all I had to do was get on the dance floor. That's all I had to do. And I think the top prize was either $20,000 or $30,000. Yeah. So the lady said I won. But she said I have to make my way to the DJ booth, which was up in the air, because the DJ booth controlled all the lights and music up in the air over the dance floor. And it was exciting. It was a fun place. But because they emptied the dance floor so they could start the contest, I heard they said, "Now we're getting, please, everybody off the dance floor. Everybody off the dance floor. We're about to start the contest to give away the prizes." So I had made my way into there before they did it. I was standing right by the dance floor, right by it. Man, I'm nervous. I'm standing there. But By me standing there, my body is letting off heat, and the heat around me, I couldn't breathe in my car, in the mask that I had on. I mean, I had to get out. I was like panicking. It was so hot. I'm breathing nothing but heat, my body heat now, because I'm not moving. I'm breathing. I'm panicking. I'm like, I got to go. I got to tell my sister I got to go. She said, the lady said you won. You can't leave. I'm getting out of here. So when she said, wait in a few minutes. So when she said, everybody that wanted to participate in the mass Halloween ball contest for $20,000 or $30,000, I can't remember, but I know it was a big number. And they was giving away a car and a mink coat. And she said, all you got to do if you want to be in it is step on the dance floor. When she said, just imagine this, if you was in Picasso's or the Broadway and you on the dance floor, just imagine the dance floor is right there, but now you're in the parking lot because everybody wants to win that prize. That's how far away from the dance floor, and I'm standing right there. I told my sister, let's go. I can't breathe. Let's go. I don't want to win. And I walked out. Somewhere in somebody's archives, they have the picture of me as Captain 85, dressed in burgundy with the Captain 85 logo in white with a red cape. I had a red cape. I still have some pictures of that. And my shield. So what I try to get people to understand is it's just not about me. I created Captain 85 to stop the violence. I created the Captain 85 for people, for the youth. It wasn't about me. It was about the future generation. I have not wavered. I started designing Captain 85 in 1979 when I was at the Blue Hawaii in Portsmouth. I was the freaky deaky madman. That's what I was called because I'm a dancer. And when I didn't put my makeup on and the wig to dance, I just wore a suit. That's what I did. It's not about me. It's about our future generation. That's why I asked you to join this page with the air star in the corner. Just go there and click, send me a invitation that you want to join my page. It doesn't cost you nothing. But I need people in my army. I need to join my team to stop this violence. We can stop it if we work together. If you're a nonprofit organization, you can text me at Vaughan Digital Media or Facebook. Facebook message me. My character soon will be making special appearances. If you're a teacher, you want me to come to your class, bring my character to the class, the Dream Maker or Captain 85, or just plain old me. Reach me through Messenger. You can do that. Or on my radio show, WVDM. It's not about me. All I've been from people, and I've been doing this, spending my own money, but because of expenses of different things, I really can't afford it. I don't like asking people for money. People have offered, I have turned them down. I don't know. I just can't. It's hard for me to take money. It really is. I work all my life for what I want. I get a salary. If I agree to work for that, that's what I work for. I don't get in that ego about the money. It's not about the money. I have to pay bills. I have to buy certain things. I have to design stuff. I have to spend money. Nobody's doing it free. I don't ask people to do things for me free. Everything I do is for a purpose and a reason. Everything I do with my characters for a reason. It's to educate and to support the future generation. Soon, I will be launching my Captain 85 campaign. I hope you will participate. I'm starting with my coloring book. See, people don't understand. I done did about 4 or 5 different books. This is the coloring book. But as time go by, everything's expensive. I was going to put it on Amazon. Been approved for Target. But what I got to sell it for is so expensive. And what I make off it is very little. It's very little. But if I know if I can sell enough of them, I can lower the price. I can lower the price. But not if I put it on Facebook. Not if I put it on all these bookstores, just like Donald Trump is putting tariffs. If you're a black artist, you already know what you make off those books. You ain't getting rich. So please stop fooling yourself. But you're trying to get paid for your labor. But first you got to get your money back that you put in to getting the book written. And they take a hunk of money from you. It's not about me. The money that you're taking from me, I can stop. I can do a lot of work in the community. Because the city, is it really that they're trying to stop the gun violence? I done ran about every club in the area. That's why you see me putting video footage, and I got more things to come. People are not bad. But if I cut down all your places to go for entertainment, and you just sit in the house, don't have nowhere to go and relax yourself from the stress, mental health issues, as the Bible says, it's written, we perish for the lack of knowledge. Everybody can't afford to go to a psychiatrist. But the consequences from not being able to afford anything results in people destroying their lives. This is the logo of my radio station. If you go to the App Store, look for it. Look for this app right here. It's WVDM in the Apple Store right now. It's a lot of paperwork you got to do to get these apps in the stores in different countries. I just got another country email from I have to redo it to say it could be in that country. It's not easy. They don't make things easy for us. But that's a day and a topic for another story. Until next week, we hopefully will have Alex Vaughn. He said if he had time, he would come on. But until next time, join me on Thursday.